Namaskar. A very good morning to each and everyone here, respected chairpersons, officials, senior surgeons, delegates, and everybody present here. It gives me immense pleasure to be here and bring you greetings from India and AMASI, that is Association of Minimal Access Surgeons of India, one of the largest associations of minimal access surgeons. We are now 12,000 members in India. So, warm greetings from India. I am very much privileged to be here for the first time in Nepal, that too in Lumbini, where Mahatma Gautam Buddha was born, and he has influenced me a lot. Though I am not a practicing Buddhist, but his thoughts have influenced me a lot, so it is very heartening for me that I am here in Lumbini for this first ever visit to Nepal. I hope there will be more and I'll be able to visit more. And I'm enjoying the stay here and the hospitality with a wonderful hall here and venue here. Thank you so much for all the hospitality. I must thank Dr. Sunil Kumar and Dr. Bikal and all other organizers for giving this opportunity to AMASI and to personally to myself. Thank you. My topic today is about laparoscopic CBD exploration, which the technique which we started in 2003, and very happy to continue. Is it all right? So, basically for a concomitant CBD stone, do a proper exploration. So, especially for large stones, as I mentioned, and how to do it safely, that is my topic. And what we normally do is we would prepare the patient as for a laparoscopic cholecystectomy with an MRI finding of a CBD stone to ascertain the size and diameter of the CBD. This is the hospital, Shija hospitals in Manipur, where I work, and this is our operation theatre there. For this surgery, we usually require 2 monitor sets, which is almost always there in all laparoscopic units now because of the backup laparoscopic set that is required. These are the instruments, the routine laparoscopic cholecystectomy instruments that's required. And over and above this, for the laparoscopic CBD exploration, what we use is the nephroscope. So you can see on the left-hand side, this is a Dresden nephroscope, 18 to 22 French with a 20-degree angled tip, and it has got a irrigation channel here, and there's a working channel here, this eyepiece here, and the light source comes in here. So this is very handy, and the hand instruments that we use are very sturdy and strong, and different tips, so that we can hold different sizes stones and different tissue. Then we need a guide wire to go through the CBD for stenting, and then this is a red pusher to push the stent through. No need for cholangiography, so we don't need any CR for this procedure. That is why it curtails a lot on the cost of the instruments. So the ports are the same as for laparoscopic cholecystectomy, except that the epigastric port is as high as possible, so that we can go down from the epigastric port into the distal CBD. So as you can see, the same 4 ports for laparoscopic cholecystectomy, and we would stand on a footstool to remain higher so that we can hold the rigid nephroscope when we are doing the cholecystectomy. And 2 monitors are required, one for the laparoscopic view and the other one for the laparoscopic view, which can be simultaneously visualized, which is kept more towards the head end of the patient, like this. The cameraman stands behind the surgeon on the same side, and the nurse stands on the opposite side. So this is a 56-year-old lady with multiple CBD stones and features of polycystitis. On further dissection, we find the severe adhesions of the momentum, and even the stomach was adherent, but with gradual dissection, we could separate them. Pus is emanating, and multiple stones are also falling through. But we put an endo bag quickly and then collect all the stones before losing them. Gradual meticulous dissection to proceed towards the CBD. And the only energy that we use most of all is the monopolar diatonic yoke. So you can see the CBD has been exposed, and nicely the peritoneum is dissected. Once the CBD is exposed, a very quick short burst to coagulate the blood vessel going across, and then the tip of the hook is enough to give a good energy and make a choroidotomy. The choroidotomy is increased in size just to admit the nephroscope, and not too big, otherwise when we are doing cholangiography and irrigating saline, a lot would leak back into the peritoneal cavity. So there is a lot of debris and pus coming out from the CBD, which is aspirated quickly, and the choroidotomy needs to be slightly more, as we can compare it with the size of the 5 instrument. It is slightly smaller, so it needs to be increased in size. So we make sure that the size of the CBD for such procedures is not less than 10 millimeters. So for CBD which is lesser than 10 millimeters and above 8 millimeters, we would think twice before going for a laparoscopic CBD exploration because of the possibility of stricture later on. But in dire necessity, we would have gone using a ureteroscope which has got a 6 French tip at the tip. So ureteroscope, which is narrow, can sometimes be used, but I would not advocate for routine use. So by using bimanual, the left hand gives support and the right hand very gently nudges the stone. Here there are multiple stones in this patient. And early on, we keep a clean gauze in the fossa so that the stones do not run away, and the gauze will prevent it floating down into the lower part of the abdomen. So as much stones as is possible can be removed by milking and bimanual expression of these stones. Once that is done, when no more stones are coming out by this method, then we would like to go in and see what is happening inside. To be very gentle, even directly using the forceps on the left hand, we can extract these stones. You see how many stones are there. And before doing the cholangiogram and studying inside, so what we do, choroidoscopy, what we do is collect all the stones so that because we are going to now irrigate inside the CBD and the saline is going to come out, and if the stones are not picked up earlier, they may float away into the lower part of the abdomen. So making sure that there are no more stones there, only then we would go for choroidoscopy. So here is the way This is the nephroscope. You can see it is being handled only with the left hand. The right hand is handling the grasping instrument, which can easily be maneuvered. And on laparoscopic view, we make an entry into the choroidicotomy, and once we are inside, start irrigation and follow the lumen. Now this is from epigastric port downwards into the distal CBD, so that we can visualize the inside of the distal CBD downwards. So and we must remember at this point to decrease the abdominal pressure as much as possible. You put it at around 7 or 8, so that the abdomen is not in tension and the anterior abdominal comes down, falls down as low as possible and comes to as near to the CBD as possible, so that the maneuvering can be done easily. You can see that the choroidoscope, or rather the nephroscope, is inside, and we can quickly go back again as compared to a flexible scope, which would take a lot of time to maneuver and put it inside, and very small working channels. Here we have large working channels. Now with irrigation we can see the inside, and because it is angled tip, just by rotation the axial line of that scope, we can visualize the different units. And as we are going down and collecting all the stones, you can see, you can quickly grasp with the stone graspers, which are our urology friends are using for BCNL, and then go down, quickly collect the stones, make sure that there are no more stones left, and you can see the ampulla going directly into the duodenum and no more stones left distally. Then now we have to do, what we have to do is change the position of the scope. We go from one of the right ports on the right side of the patient. If it doesn't enter, usually it doesn't enter through the cannula, so we remove the cannula and directly put the scope inside after minimal dilatation of the 5 port. And using this same technique, and by axial rotation, you can see that the laparoscope has gone inside and grasp the stones at the bottom. Just by axial rotation, because it is 20-degree tip, we can visualize the inside. You can see how low the anterior abdominal has come down because of the less pressure, and we can straighten it out into the axis, into the proximal biliary tree, and we can visualize the inside of the proximal biliary tree very easily just by axial rotation of the scope. You can see all the channels are clear, and even the bile flowing out is visible. And so just by withdrawing and then entering other channels, we can completely visualize both the left and the right biliary tributaries to the CBD. Once that is clean, here we are going for a primary closure of the choroidicotomy by using intraocular sutures here. I'm ambidextrous and can use both my hands, so I'm using the left hand here to suture it. But if a person who is right-handed alone and cannot use his left hand, may be having difficulty to suture through the epigastric port. So a fifth port may be required to put in a needle holder and then suture it across the incision of the choroidicotomy and close the choroidicotomy. Earlier, when we started, we began with putting stents always, which was removed about 3 weeks later. But now, with our experience and with confidence that the entire military is clear, we have now come to close this with the primary closure. Then we lead the abdomen with a drain in the cervical fossa. And if we put a stent, this is the technique how we put it under vision. We put the stent which is visualized to go into the duodenum, then maneuver it in place, and then suture the choroidicotomy over the stent. And the stent is removed after 3 weeks. The patient usually is discharged on the 3rd day. We keep the drain for the next 24 hours, and when there is no drain, we remove it. And now, at present, with the 4K facilities, we are now able to use HCG and identify the CBD more easily in more difficult cases where identification is very difficult. So once it is identified, then even in this situation where the anatomy appears to be difficult, we are able to approach the CBD and make a chloride properly. So, thank you very much for patient listening. This was a 12-minute review. I hope I have got it done. Thank you.